So it's the end of March and we've got another severe weather event lined up for us here in the mid-Atlantic from the Ohio River Valley into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. You might be wondering why we have so many severe weather events during the spring, and it's because this is a transition period between the winter and the summer. Now, with that logic, wouldn't there also be a lot of severe weather during the fall? Well, actually not as much. Let's break this down. So the winter is when the global temperature gradient is maximized, right? During the winter, it's pretty darn cold up at the North Pole or the South Pole, and it's warm year-round at the equator. But what happens in the spring is that the mid-latitudes, like the US, they start to warm up, and this causes the temperature gradient to decrease. Now, what does this mean? It means that the winds that are in the upper atmosphere, the jet stream that's way up there, like really high up, it starts to become wavy. It has Rossby waves in them, which are basically dips in the jet stream. These become most amplified during the spring. And with these waves in the jet stream are the storm systems which come through and produce severe weather, along with the big temperature swings that you see during these months. Now, why doesn't this happen in the fall? This is because in the fall, even though the temperature gradient starts to weaken as well, or starts to build more specifically, it takes longer for the mid-latitudes to cool down in the fall, which would create that temperature gradient. This is because during the fall, global oceans are at their maximum temperature because they've had all of the summer to warm up. So it's going to be harder to cool down areas that are near oceans, which are quite a few areas. And this leads to the temperature gradient forming much more slowly. Now, let's look at this in terms of winds as well, right? The winds are at a maximum in the winter, right? With the jet stream being really strong due to the strong temperature gradient. While it starts to have waviness in it during the spring, the jet stream still maintains a lot of its speed, and you need those strong winds to maintain organized severe weather. Whereas in the fall, while you still have the waviness in the jet stream, the winds are much weaker than they would be in the spring, because in summer, the jet stream winds are at their weakest. So this is why we have most of the severe weather during the spring, and even though fall is also a transition period, we don't have as much during the fall.